Imagine a royal who performs zero official duties, holds a regular 9-to-5 desk job, and yet manages to outspend some of the wealthiest billionaires on Earth. This is the quiet, high-stakes reality of Princess Eugenie. Behind her carefully crafted public image hides an eye-watering world of elite designer wardrobes, multi-million-dollar events, and stunning international estates. While the world was told she was funding this incredible excess entirely on her own, a series of jaw-dropping financial trails has left the public demanding answers. We are tracking every single dollar, leading up to a massive, recently uncovered funding scandal that changes everything. So you'll definitely want to stick around until the very end to see how the pieces fit together. If you love deep dives into the hidden lives of the ultra-wealthy, hit that subscribe button. We're glad to have you. So, how does a minor princess pull off the ultimate financial illusion? Long before she settled into her current role, Eugenie managed to trigger an internal family crisis over an eye-watering security bill that left senior officials completely furious. It all started during what was supposed to be a standard post-graduation gap year. Most students travel with a backpack and a tight budget. Eugenie traveled with a rotating team of elite armed bodyguards. Reports suggest her travels took her through America, India, South Africa, and Southeast Asia. She was living the ultimate student dream, staying in luxury suites and exploring the world. But she wasn't alone. Every single step she took was monitored by a security detail working around the clock. According to sources, the cost of keeping her safe during this massive holiday eventually spiraled past $100,000. The public response was immediate and harsh. Taxpayers were funding an elite security team for a non-working royal to simply travel the globe. The financial pressure was growing intense, and a massive confrontation was brewing. It is claimed that King Charles, who was managing the family's finances closely, stepped in to draw a hard line. He reportedly questioned why a minor royal required a six-figure personal security budget for a vacation. The decision was made to strip her of that taxpayer-funded protection entirely. But the loss of public funding didn't stop her elite lifestyle. It only shifted the financial burden elsewhere. Insiders say her family had to step in privately to ensure her protection, adding yet another layer to her massive overhead costs. Today, she still travels the world, splitting her time between London and a highly exclusive, ultra-luxury Gulf and Ocean estate in Portugal. Her life is a continuous loop of high-end travel and private protection, all while maintaining an incredibly expensive day-to-day routine. Yet, as her security costs shifted to private hands, her spending on her personal image only escalated, leading to a complete multi-million-dollar transformation that shocked the fashion world. It takes a massive, near-infinite budget to completely erase a global fashion disaster and build a multi-million-dollar designer empire in its place. For years, Princess Eugenie was heavily criticized by the international press for her highly unusual and questionable style choices. The absolute climax of this public mockery happened in 2011, when she walked into Prince William and Princess Catherine's wedding wearing an infamous, towering fascinator hat. Critics relentlessly blasted the look, comparing the cranial adornment to a chaotic peacock's nest atop a boat. The public backlash was swift, brutal, and deeply wounding to the young royal. Insiders say the intense global ridicule actually reduced both Eugenie and her sister, Princess Beatrice, to a flood of tears just hours after leaving the ceremony. It was a massive, highly visible low point. But that intense public sting seemingly sparked an incredibly aggressive, high-priced mission to completely overwrite her entire image. She wasn't just changing her clothes, she was buying her way into the highest tiers of global fashion. Reports suggest her wardrobe budget completely exploded as she moved into her late 20s, utterly ditching the clumsy outfits of her youth. In their place came an endless, rapid-fire parade of top-tier global fashion houses. Suddenly, she wasn't just hiding from fashion critics. She was sitting in the prestigious front row at the Dior Homme show during Paris Fashion Week, surrounded by the world's wealthiest elite. According to sources, her personal closets quickly filled up with ultra-exclusive designer gowns by Fendi and Vivienne Westwood. During Queen Elizabeth's historic Platinum Jubilee celebration, she stunned onlookers in a flawless wine-colored silk dress, by premium designer Roxanda. The price tag for that single casual afternoon dress was a staggering $1,976. Rumors indicate that her current private collection is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, completely outclassing the personal style budgets of many senior full-time working royals. She has effectively transformed herself into a certified style icon, but the sheer speed and scale of this high-end rebrand left many wondering exactly where that endless stream of capital was coming from. Her daily wardrobe pieces were beginning to cost more than an average person makes in a year. But this massive elite wardrobe rebrand was just a minor warm-up for the absolute financial storm that was about to hit when she decided to walk down the aisle herself. If you think a $2,000 afternoon dress is excessive, it is absolutely nothing compared to the day Princess Eugenie decided to get married. When a minor royal who is 11th in line to the throne ties the knot, you might expect a relatively modest family gathering. Instead, her 2018 wedding to Jack Brooksbank turned into a massive, jaw-dropping multi-million-dollar spectacle. Reports suggest the final tab for the grand event skyrocketed to an estimated £2.7 million. The public was left completely stunned by the sheer scale of the bill. Regular onlookers couldn't comprehend how a non-senior royal who doesn't even carry out official duties for the crown could justify that level of extreme spending. Every single detail of the day was pushed to the absolute financial limit. It started with her custom bridal gown, designed by Peter Pilotto and Christopher DeVos. The dress featured a low-back design specifically chosen to show her spinal scar, sending a powerful message of body confidence. But the price tag sent an entirely different shockwave through the media, costing a colossal £260,000 alone. That is more than the price of an entire standard home, spent on a single piece of fabric for one morning. But the eye-watering costs were only just beginning to pile up. According to sources, the catering bill to feed her high society guests quickly bypassed £150,000. Even the floral arrangements reached a level of excess that felt completely surreal. Insiders say the couple racked up a staggering £100,000 just for the flowers decorating St. George's Chapel. They travelled to the grand ceremony in a vintage Rolls-Royce previously used by her grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, and later sped away in a rare Aston Martin. The entire day felt less like a wedding and more like a massive display of near-infinite wealth. While the breathtaking aesthetic was a triumph for the cameras, it left a lingering, highly controversial question hanging over the entire event. How does a minor royal command a multi-million-dollar budget for a single day? The answer might lie in the breathtaking array of historical, priceless family assets she was permitted to wear on her head. Assets valued at a number so high it makes the entire wedding bill look like pocket change. A $2 million wedding looks like pocket change the moment you look at the blinding fortune sitting on top of Princess Eugenie's head. While her wardrobe and events carry eye-watering price tags, the true pinnacle of her luxury lifestyle rests in historical assets that are virtually priceless. When she walked down the aisle, she wasn't just wearing a designer gown, she was carrying a multi-million-dollar piece of history. Reports suggest her bridal look was crowned by the breathtaking Greville Emerald Kokoshnik tiara. Borrowed directly from the historic collection of her late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, this jaw-dropping piece features rose-cut pave diamonds set in platinum, punctuated by 6 massive, brilliant emeralds. According to sources, valuation experts place the worth of this single headpiece at a cool £10 million. It is one of the most expensive and rare tiaras ever worn in modern history. But the sheer wealth sparkling from her person didn't stop there. Insiders say her matching emerald earrings, a personal gift from Jack Brooksbank, added another £7,000 to her bridal ensemble. She was dripping in generational wealth, and it became a recurring theme for her public appearances. Years later, at the official coronation of King Charles, she made sure the global cameras caught her wearing the ultra-exclusive Albemarle high jewelry diamond earrings. Rumors indicate those stunning diamond drops alone retail for a staggering £26,000. Yet, the most unique and mysterious item in her entire jewelry box is the one she wears every single day. When Jack Brooksbank proposed, he didn't pick a standard diamond. Instead, he sourced an incredibly rare Padparadscha sapphire from Sri Lanka. The striking oval-cut pink-orange gem completely shifts its hue under different lighting, making it a true collector's dream. It is believed that this mesmerizing sparkler alone cost between £100,000 and £120,000. Her personal collection of jewels outclasses the wildest dreams of Hollywood's biggest celebrities. She has access to a bottomless vault of historic treasures, leading many to believe her family's financial footprint is completely untouchable. But while these multi-million-dollar gems project an image of absolute security, a sudden financial crisis inside her immediate family was about to completely shatter her long-term inheritance. All of that multi-million-dollar jewelry cannot hide the massive financial shockwave that has just completely disrupted Eugenie's world. While the public was busy counting the diamonds in her collection, a massive institutional crisis was brewing right beneath her feet. For years, she and her sister enjoyed the ultimate safety net, the promise of a massive inheritance tied to their childhood home, the sprawling 30-room Royal Lodge estate, valued at a staggering $40 million. But a sudden, high-profile family eviction changed everything. Reports suggest her father, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, faced an intense institutional crackdown that effectively stripped him of his status and forced him out of the massive property. In an instant, Eugenie's dream of inheriting a share of that multi-million-dollar fortress completely vanished. The family's financial foundation was seemingly cracking under intense public pressure. But the real crisis was hiding in a bombshell government leak that would completely break the internet. Rumors indicate that a highly sensitive National Audit Office report suddenly surfaced, exposing a massive financial secret. According to sources, the leaked documents revealed that King Charles had been quietly funding a luxury, rent-free lifestyle for Eugenie and her family inside the palace walls. The public was absolutely furious. While ordinary citizens were struggling with an intense cost-of-living crisis, a non-working royal was allegedly living completely rent-free in the historic Nottingham cottage. But the details in the leak got even worse. Insiders say the royal funding was based on artificially low, completely outdated property valuations from nearly a decade ago, saving her family hundreds of thousands of dollars in real-world housing costs. It is claimed that while her husband worked as a marketing executive for a highly elite, luxury golf and ocean resort in Portugal, the Crown was quietly covering their massive living expenses back home in London. The illusion of her self-made independent wealth was completely shattered by a single government report. As the public backlash reaches a boiling point, the world is left demanding answers about how much longer this extreme lifestyle can survive. But as the dust settles on this massive financial exposure, a much bigger question remains about the true cost of a modern princess, and whether the public will ever look at Eugenie the same way again. The sudden collapse of her inheritance and the shock of a leaked government audit point to one ultimate mystery. Who is actually paying the bills for this multi-million-dollar lifestyle? The public assumes she relies entirely on her salary as a director at the elite Mayfair Art Gallery, Hauser and Worth. But experts suggest that her daily luxury spending would completely drain a standard director's salary in a matter of weeks. The truth stretches far beyond a typical monthly paycheck, hiding inside an incredibly complex web of generational wealth and highly strategic financial planning. Reports suggest that Eugenie is the beneficiary of multiple massive, untouchable trust funds established decades ago. According to sources, her great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother, set up an elite £19 million trust fund in 1994. This massive fortune was specifically designed to bypass heavy inheritance taxes and secure the future of the younger generation. Insiders say this trust alone is expected to provide Eugenie and her sister, Princess Beatrice, with massive multi-million-pound staged windfalls as they hit major age milestones. But that is only the first layer of her hidden financial armor. Another private safety net was quietly established following her parents' highly publicized 1996 divorce settlement. Rumors indicate that when Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and Sarah Ferguson officially split, Queen Elizabeth II provided £1.4 million exclusively to lock away in a trust fund for the two young sisters, ensuring their deep pockets remained completely insulated from any future family downfalls. The flow of cash gets even more complex when you look at her choice of partner. Her husband, Jack Brooksbank, comes from an incredibly wealthy lineage and has established himself as a highly successful hospitality entrepreneur. He currently works as a premium marketing executive for Discovery Land Company, a multi-million-dollar firm developing the highly exclusive Costa Terra Golf and Ocean Club in Portugal. His lucrative career seamlessly funds their split lifestyle across continents, matching her prestige with serious corporate capital. Furthermore, leaked messages recently surfaced revealing that her father had previously discussed six-figure payouts from wealthy tycoons, with specific payments of £50,000 explicitly earmarked for his daughters. She is effectively a bulletproof trust fund royal, surrounded by generational wealth and powerful corporate alliances that keep her fortune completely untouchable. With her financial empire secure against any storm, only one final piece of the puzzle remains. And the reality of her enduring privilege leaves a powerful, lingering question about the true future of the modern monarchy. The reality of Princess Eugenie's massive, multi-million-dollar empire proves that you don't need to be the heir to the throne to live like an absolute monarch. By seamlessly weaving together historic £19 million trust funds, protective royal divorce settlements, and lucrative corporate alliances, she has managed to completely decouple her personal wealth from her family's public downfalls. As the Crown Order's sweeping property reviews and public scrutiny reaches an all-time high, her bulletproof financial armor continues to shield her lavish lifestyle from the storm. Ultimately, her story shatters the illusion of the independent, self-made modern royal, leaving us with a compelling glimpse into how the world's most elite institutions quietly protect their own. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on the wildest financial secrets and untold stories of the ultra-wealthy, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are just getting started uncovering these hidden fortunes, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. Drop a comment below letting us know what you think about her extreme spending, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.